a service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. Full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of all CNC local news pages. Main Street is closed from South Plymouth Avenue to South Clinton Avenue in downtown Rochester today for the first day of the film shoot on the amazing Spider-Man 2. The cross streets are open only to reach parking lots or buildings. Traffic is blocked off at Main Street. Only St. Paul is open at Main, and that is intermittent. This is until 9 o'clock tonight, and they'll be shooting daily over the next 9 days. Check the city's website to determine where the closings are going to be for the day. Also, the Twitter and Facebook pages that the city has put up. New York State Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli says New York is ending its fiscal year in the black today as required by law. The comptroller released his end-of-the-year report showing New York is in a stable cash position compared to recent years, despite going through Superstorm Sandy and despite slower-than-expected economic growth, which meant less tax revenue than expected. Hurricane Sandy turned out to be the second most expensive storm in U.S. history after Katrina. Comptroller DiNapoli says spending less on capital projects kept the state within budget. He says it is a worry that New York has missed its tax revenue projections for 6 years in a row now. The state collected more than $66 billion in taxes this year, $70 million short of what was expected. Rochester's second and third largest healthcare providers are talking about a formal partnership that would bring them closer together, although they're not using the word merger. The CEO of Rochester General Health Systems says RGS and Unity are talking about forming an integrated care delivery system. As RGHS describes it, this would be a formal partnership, a model healthcare system for the long-term needs of Greater Rochester. It isn't spelled out, but presumably this would focus on the strengths of each organization and allow them to eliminate duplication. RGHS head Mark Clement said healthcare is going through profound changes and sweeping reforms right now as the Affordable Health Care Act comes in. He says working together will make it easier for Rochester General and for Unity to meet the new demands. RGHS and Unity will work out details of their partnership in the coming months. Getting government approval, state and federal, could take as much as 2 years. Eastman Kodak has settled another of the major issues in the way of its path out of bankruptcy. Kodak has reached a comprehensive settlement with the United Kingdom Pension Plan, which was its biggest individual creditor. Under that agreement, which will be filed with the U.S. Bankruptcy Court, Kodak's personalized imaging and document imaging businesses will actually be owned by the pension plan. In return, Kodak gets cash and in-kind considerations worth $650 million. It can use that money to fund its emergence from bankruptcy. And more importantly, Kodak gets out from under about $2.8 billion worth of claims the pension plan had against Kodak. Document imaging is Kodak's scanner and officer printer business, and this deal supersedes the originally announced deal to sell that business to Brother of Japan. Personalized imaging includes the Kodak photo kiosks at the retail outlets and the traditional photo products like paper and film. Kodak CEO Antonio Perez says this ensures those businesses will be on a solid footing. They already say they intend to keep the plants working in Rochester. At the same time, it completes the financing his company needs to get out of Chapter 11. He calls it an extraordinary result. Kodak also happened to post its first quarter earnings Monday. It made $283 million net. That compares with a loss of $366 million the same quarter of 2012. The profit includes the money from the sale of Kodak's digital patent portfolio. The Western New York Flash says forward Abby Wambach will play on Wednesday, a week and a half after taking a ball to the head in a game against the Washington Spirit. The Flash says Wambach is medically cleared to return to play. She had to miss the team's home opener Saturday, but will play Wednesday night against Sky Blue FC. This will be the first time she finally gets to take the field with her new team in front of her hometown crowd. The University of Rochester has suspended the Sigma Chi fraternity while it investigates an alleged hazing incident. The school isn't saying what sort of incident. It says Sigma Chi won't be allowed to participate in any event or meeting until the case is resolved. The Campus Times newspaper says the fraternity was raided by U of R security last week at the request of the university administration. Fraternity pledges and members were questioned. The paper quotes the security assistant director of investigations saying the university received information that a violation of its policies may have taken place. An Orleans County man has been sentenced to serve 2 years in prison on an animal cruelty charge and for endangering the welfare of a child. Richard Keel, a 31-year-old Carleton man, was found guilty of kicking a kitten to death last summer in front of a 12-year-old girl. Keel picked up a neighbor's kitten that wandered into his garden and drop-kicked it twice, killing it. The girl went to the authorities, and Keel was arrested. At the Seneca Park Zoo in Rochester, they've got a new Bornean orangutan. It was born yesterday to 35-year-old Kumang, the zoo's orangutan matriarch. The father is Denda, a 10-year-old who came to the zoo in 2011. Kumang has been with the Seneca Park Zoo since 1991. This is her 4th successful pregnancy. The birth was recommended by the Orangutan Species Survival Plan, which regulates preservation of that endangered species. To the left of the player window are links to these and other stories. At the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news and information directly to us. Share what you know and that great cell phone video you've caught. Next news is as it happens. Updates are as necessary. You help us be the judge of that by what you show us. And I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.